22 Charmanders going out in a plain white envelope.
All right, what's up, everybody? This is Kevin over at Kevlaja Poke Center again, and I know it's been a while. I had let you guys know this was going to be at my own pace, and just kind of another progress report here. I wanted to highlight a couple of things. Firstly, the Ascended Heroes pickup. In my last video, I mentioned that it was a game changer, and it truly was. I mean, almost all of the hits from that pickup sold within a couple of weeks. So that was really cool to see, just a lot of movement of cards. And then even the bulk, I had a whole experience of sorting and having to figure out how I was going to set that aside. So I just kind of grouped it into reverse hollows, regular hollows, and then the bulk. I mean, even commons and uncommons. And even seeing just a few of those sell of late. And so that's been pretty good. I have even more of that lined up, a lot more to go.
I'm actually seeing a lot of these prices somewhat close to the quarter floor price. Even just regular common, uncommon, no reverse, especially Pikachu, which is like 30 cents.
I would pay 50 cents.
Or 50 cents. Again, common, not even reverse hollow, and 29 cents market price. So I got plenty of these.
But it's kind of been a slow trickle of sales. So a lot of the hits have already sold. And now I've got all of this bulk of mainly Ascended Heroes. Also a lot of Phantasmal bulk as well. And yeah, so that's the extent of my bulk. I'm at about 6,000 right now in my inventory with everything. My hits, like my high value cards, $5 and up, are really dwindling at this point. But I'm also not feeling like I'm forcing myself to go gather more collections at such a rampant pace. Like I said, my full-time job is a loan officer. And look, that's a pretty taxing job. I mean, it takes a little bit out of me. So I'm just trying to juggle as much as I can. But I mean, right now it's probably a slow trickle of sales, a couple sales per day. I don't mind this pace. I mean, it's just allows for me to, again, continue to enjoy this as a hobby, as a side hustle, without being just so caught up in it that, quite frankly, that I can't handle it or I'm overwhelmed. And that's what I do like about setting pricing, is it really allows you to set the tempo of what you can handle or what you are willing to handle, really, as far as sales. So this experience now, again, I started in February. It is now approaching the end of May. I think I'm a little over 6,000 in gross sales. So that's been great. But I would say, again, the trends, I'm not getting 10 orders a day, 20 orders a day. It's just a couple per day. I'm building up my business account. I am just now getting my LLC created and established. And so then I'll have to look into card licensing. There's a license I live in Maryland. So there's a license that you need to actually be able to sell cards. So I'm looking into that, just kind of getting everything official, everything just on the up and up, right? So I can, this is not just some random one-off phase, right? Although sometimes I go back and forth on whether I feel like it is, but I do want to make it official, and I'm taking the steps to do that. I even got the stamp done with the little stamper on the envelopes for my plain white envelope orders, where I now have the stamper and I've connected it to a P.O. box.
And this is my first one. Bam!
For those of you who ordered like the first 200 cards that have my personal address, congratulations. Please don't TP my house or do anything worse. But anyway, still figuring things out. I got a lot in place. It's a slow trickle of sales right now. Ascended Heroes was
Flying off the shelf. So we're going to get this out. Might need to use an additional ounce stamp, so we'll see.
I'm now in a spot where things will kind of time will allow me to then start lining up my next collection. What I have learned, probably the biggest lesson, and this is maybe just my preference at this point, but I have now a strong preference to sell newer, hotter sets versus vintage. I made the mistake in the beginning picking up multiple vintage collections.
Because snakes and sparklers are the only ones I like.
Well, that might be your problem. It's not what you like, it's the consumer.
The conditions were just not great. I sold a bunch of these cards that there was, and look, the condition issues, I'll say this. Yes, there was a couple orders where I had condition issues, but it was probably less than 5 out of well over 200 orders. Right? So in the grand scheme of it, that's a very small percentage. Right? And then I had a couple orders where I sent them a Pokeball pattern and it was supposed to be a Master Ball pattern. Or I sent them a regular holo version of the card and it's supposed to be a Cosmos holo. So these are the little things where, as much as I thought I knew about Pokemon and Pokemon cards, there's a lot I'm actually learning about all the Pokemon cards, especially from after Wizards of the Coast up until now. So those sets, X, Y, and even all the way up through Sun and Moon, I just wasn't really all that familiar with. But now that's part of what I'm learning, and it's been good. So yeah, that's a part of it as well. But with that, I just realized I don't feel like having these conditions, even if it's only a few. I just don't want to have those condition debates. So if possible, and I can pick up collections at, say, 70% of the market value is the target, and these are collections similar to what I picked up with mostly the Ascended Heroes, then I will be continuing to be pretty steady with this. So that's kind of the update right now. And yeah, I don't have much more to add. I may throw in a few highlights of some things that I've touched on throughout this video.
I got a new packing strategy for the orders over 50 that I'm shipping out. There you go.
More of that branding stuff. But yeah, sorry if I have not been as consistent here, but I appreciate you guys tuning back in. And may the Lord be with you. And thank you guys. We'll talk to you next time.